Police Department honored Detective Michael Kruger, who is retiring after a remarkable 30-year career in law enforcement, including 2 decades in Haverstraw. Known for his investigative expertise and mentorship, Kruger also served on the elite CERT team, CERT, team during his time as a correctional officer at Sing Sing. The town of Haverstraw extends its heartfelt thanks and best wishes for Detective Michael Kruger's retirement. Get ready for the 11th annual Rockland Music Fest happening Saturday, September 27th at Clover Stadium in Pomona, featuring 10 bands, including headliner Magical Mystery Doors, and 4 dynamic stages. The event supports Meals on Wheels Rockland, who are celebrating their 50th anniversary serving our senior community. Sponsorships include promo spots on this very show, AM Rockland, and tickets go live this summer at rocklandmusic.eventbrite.com. If you want to learn more about the bands, you could go to rocklandmusicfest.com. Don't miss out on Rockland's biggest music celebration of the year. I might go to that. Grab a cup and share your thoughts. Supervisor George Holman invites residents to Coffee with the Supervisor this Saturday, June 7th, from 9 to 11 a.m. at the Coffee Maker on Maple Avenue in New City. This community conversation was rescheduled from the May 31st scheduling due to rain. Heads up drivers, West Nyack Way will be closed between Route 59 and West Nyack Road starting June 4th for up to 2 days. Access will be limited to local businesses like Yabu Fence and Rockland Appliance. June 8th, New City hosts its own street fair with food, entertainment, and much, much more. We're going to try and get Roxy Paranucci, president of the New City Chamber of Commerce, on our show sometime this week to talk about it. But if you want to learn more, and I'm just going to head over to that website right now, you can basically head over to New City Chamber. Let's write this in, newcitychamber.com. Just had to make sure it wasn't .org. newcitychamber.com, and they got a lot of information about the upcoming street fair. And of course, you can head on to the ubiquitous Facebook to learn more about it on the Facebook event over there, I'm sure. Preserving history, restoration at the Nanuet Cemetery began yesterday, June 2nd, using a state grant and a professional team. Expect some equipment and activity near the Grace Baptist Church parking lot during this 3-week project. And mark your calendar, Serendipity Saturday marks the opening of Germans Pool free for all Clarkstown residents. Kobe Sushi Lounge recently reopened. It was a grand opening. They doubled the size of their restaurant. It's now 80-person capacity. They added an additional bar in the rear of the restaurant, very elegant with lighting, as well as some area near and dear to my heart for music. The grand opening was on Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. They had an exclusive opening for the Platinum members. And the owners, Joyce, one of them, talked about how it was very difficult, obviously, during COVID to stay afloat because, obviously, it was tough to see people in the restaurant during COVID because, well, you just couldn't. So they quickly shifted to delivery, and they were able to make it through. But this grand opening kind of marks a new chapter. Marks a new chapter in their restaurant. And they're really looking to just reinvigorate and reignite the whole live music and restaurant experience in New City. And the food is fantastic, by the way. So definitely check it out at Kobe Sushi. We've got an article on Rockland News, pretty much on the homepage over news.com. And you can check them out at KobeNewCity.com. Let me just read that off to you so that you know. Because how do you know if you're on if you're on a live stream, how do you know how to spell the darn thing? KOBE newcity.com. And they have an online ordering app. You can join as a platinum member, and then you get discounts to things like, for instance, grand openings. So definitely a cool thing to check out. Highly recommend Kobe Sushi in New City. And congratulations to the owners on a successful renovation. The place looks absolutely beautiful. Need permits or licenses? Well, Clarkstown Town Clerk's Office will stay open late on today, June 3rd, as well as June 24th. They're open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And give the gift of life. A blood drive will be held June 16th from 1 to 7 p.m. at American Legion Post 1862 in New City. Walk-ins are welcome and appointments are encouraged. Get ready for fun on the water. Lake DeForest Day returns June 28th with kayaking, canoeing, and a fishing derby. Parking at New City Little League Field with activities from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And again, that's Lake DeForest Day on June 28th. And finally, in the town of Clarkstown, a little reminder, a wildlife reminder, turtle migration. It is the open season for turtles. Please slow down on Western Highway in Blauvelt as turtles migrate to lay their eggs during May and June. I remember this one time, I guess like about 4 or 5 years ago, we're driving along on, I want to say it's Route 206, close to West Point. And there was this turtle that was crossing the road. And I mean, you know, it's a busy highway, so I cannot imagine this dude making it across the highway. It's good to be slow sometimes, but sometimes when you're on a highway, you got to go like Frogger. So we got out of the car, and I brought the turtle. I put gloves on. I took the turtle. I put him on the other side of the road. The chicken on the opposite side of the road was jealous, and he had to make it over on his own. But yeah, it was a really cool turtle. He didn't thank me, but I knew we had some sort of a bond just right there. So he went along on his way. I hope he's doing well. So everybody just be careful with the turtles. Slow down on Western Highway in Blauvelt. And also just roads in general. You never know what's going to pop up in front of you. So just be really, really careful out there. Welcome to the jungle sort of thing. All right, turning our sights over to the town of Ramapo. Supervisor Michael Specht over the weekend honored fallen heroes over Memorial Day in Hilburn, Sloatsburg, Montebello, Suffern, Airmont, and at Fred Loescher Brick Church Veteran Cemetery. He was also active this weekend, visiting various locations. Some other items happening over in the town of Ramapo. Grievance letters for property assessments will go out on July 1st. Updated enhanced STAR applications are now available with a $107,300 income limit. The new STAR direct deposit program makes benefits easier to receive. Pause for coffee. Check your property data using Ramapo's Pros and Comper for Citizens platforms, now live for public use, and you can head over to ramapo.org to learn more about that. Ramapo passed Local Law 2, expanding property tax exemption eligibility for residents with disabilities, including those in special needs trust. And the police department at Ramapo continues CRACE active shooter training this week and offers scam avoidance education for seniors, safety lessons for youth, and free reflectors for night walkers and bikers. Contact the department for scheduling, again, ramapo.org. The Rockland County Health Department is giving out mosquito control products for free. Details are available on the county website. Turning our sights over to Orangetown, Orangetown's town board will hold hearings on landlord registry and noise laws June 10th and on accessory structure rules on June 24th. And the New York State DMV is warning about more phishing scams coming through via text message. If you get a suspicious text asking for personal information, or if they say, oh, you got something going on where you got to pay this fine, or else your license is going to be removed from our systems and so on, delete it. Don't click on any links. It's a scam. The New York State DMV does not send out notifications in that manner. And the best way to handle all of this is to head over to the it's not something from the DMV. And in Suffern, on June 6th, the Village Board and the Suffern PBA will host the 5th grade Spring Fling graduation dance at the community center. There's also Mondays in June, yoga in the park. Relax and unwind with outdoor yoga every Monday at 6:30 p.m. in Suffern's gazebo area. All levels are welcome. You can bring your mat and your water. The village pool is going to open June 28th at 11 a.m. Registration for residents begins on June 11th. Swim lesson signups take place June 24th from 5 to 7 p.m. And finally, starting yesterday, you're able to stay active with free exercise classes at the community center, offering chair yoga, fitness lessons, and more throughout the week. And there's a few other items that I wanted to mention directly on Rockland News. I was actually up at 10:30 at night adding new information on Rockland News. In West Nyack, Summer Fun begins with Serendipity Saturday on June 14th, 2025 at Germans Park. Starting at noon, Clarkstown residents are invited to enjoy a day of swimming, picnicking, and entertainment as Germans Pool officially opens for the season. The free event has no rain date and is open to all Clarkstown residents. The annual African American Day Parade and Festival returns on Saturday, June 7th, starting at noon in Nyack, New York from Memorial Park. The celebration includes a lively parade featuring dance troupes, bands, and community groups, followed by an afternoon festival in the park. Festival goers can enjoy live music, food from soul and Caribbean vendors, and family-friendly activities. This celebration honors African American heritage and fosters unity throughout the Nyack community. And in a continued effort to promote public safety and reduce gun violence, Rockland County District Attorney Tom Walsh, in partnership with the Town of Haverstraw Police Department, are going to host another community gun buyback event on Saturday, June 7th, 2025, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Village Hall. Now, I hope I'm not giving up my spot here, but I don't have any weaponry except for a super soaker and my sharp as hell wit. But I'm going to read off the exchanges, the money that you get, and you get like cash cards, like gift cards back in return if you hand over some weaponry that you can certainly get money for. So I'm going to read off these rates because they're pretty fascinating, and it makes me wonder, like, maybe I should go out and get something and then just turn it in, but I'll probably lose money on the endeavor. But check out these rates. This is awesome. All right, $500 for operable assault rifles. If you turn in your assault rifle, you get $500 back. $250 for operable handguns, $75 for rifles or shotguns, and $25 for non-operable or replica or antique or homemade or 3D printed guns. $25. So turn them in and get money back. Pretty awesome, and you can check that out. It's going to be at Village Hall on 40 New Main Street in the village of Haverstraw. Awesome. What else? We have a few. Oh, okay. So something that we noted from the village of Montebello yesterday. So the village of Montebello is switching their domain names over from .com and .org to .gov. They sent us this notification, and I remembered to mention this a few times, but I'm going to kind of combine it with this one. So you're going to see this over the next few months. All the websites in the towns and villages of Rockland, there's, I don't know if it's a mandate or just guidance or a new law, but all of the towns and villages are switching their website address to .gov website addresses. And the whole idea is to avoid those scams, like, for instance, the ones that I mentioned before, like, the phishing scams that you get on text message and email and yada, yada, yada. So you want to know that the information from your local government is coming from a reliable source. So Montebello is in the process of doing that. I checked it out last night, but it looks like either they're in transition or they're having some technical difficulties. Last time I checked, yeah, so they got a message that they're going to have this up very soon. So hopefully that will happen. They sent the press release last night, so I think that is pending. You can still visit them, their old website at villageofmontebello.com. Is that changing over yet? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Yes, the old one's there, and I have some experience with this. You do a domain redirect over to the new one, but you got to take the old website, bring it over to the new domain, map all of the individual pages to the new domain, install a new security certificate, take down the old website, do a data backup. So it is a process. We did this with the Town of Stony Point's website. It used to be townofstonypoint.org, and now it is Stony Point. I'm just going to check and make sure it's nice and running. StonyPointNY.gov is now the official name for the Stony Point website. And you can just do a redirect on the old site, it just moves it over. So it works out pretty good. So stonypoint.gov. And you're going to see this with all the other websites out there, the town, village. I'm sure the town of Haverstraw is doing that soon. And various other entities, for instance, ramapo.org. I know that because I have a web design company for the last 18 years. 14 of them solo with my team, but then we picked up Rockland News in 2020. So now it's two companies that are doing things, but we obviously have a team that does the technical stuff. And kudos, a big shout out to the Rockland Web Design team that took care of the Town of Stony Point's website, moving it over to the new domain. So be on the lookout for that. Know that the domain names are going to change. And for those of you that are just like, man, I can't get my information, man, just don't worry. Just call someone. Be cool. Talk with the local the town clerk or the village clerk, and I'm sure they'll help you out, and it will be fine. The information. I mean, the governments are pretty vested in trying to get their stuff out there. So I'm sure that the stuff will show up again very quickly. No big deal. All right. Okay, so that is all for today on the news. Let's just go over to the weather really quick. And as we mentioned yesterday, it's sunny skies today and tomorrow, but then it's going to turn to rain toward the end of the week. And this is it just befuddles me every single time that I open up the weather every day. It's completely different. So like, I'm going to give you an example. Monday and Tuesday for next week was going to be like sunny skies. Okay. Now it's raining. So let's go through this. Today and tomorrow, it's going to be very sunny. 77 degrees today, 85 degrees tomorrow, just pure sun. I don't see a cloud on any of these graphics. So like, wow. Thursday, it's actually going to be starting to get really hot. 86 degrees Thursday, partially cloudy, mostly sunny. And then Friday and Saturday, it's going to rain. So you got Friday, it's going to be 85 degrees and rainy. So that tells me it's going to be kind of humid and kind of bleh. So I'm sure everybody's going to want to hang out in the air conditioning or maybe the mall or something like that. And then Saturday is going to be 70 degrees with rain. Sunday, we're going to get a little bit of a reprieve. It's going to be 72 degrees and partially sunny, partially cloudy. And then again, Monday and Tuesday, 71 and 72 degrees respectively with rain. And that's not a good thing, especially during the springtime. It's going to probably get pretty warm this year in the summertime. I'm just sensing that. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's going to be pretty hot based on what I'm getting the vibes of. But certainly, I'm hoping that at least during the next few weeks, we're going to get some really, really nice weather. So hope these clouds get out of here in a jiffy. And finally, let's head over to check out the road conditions. And as I mentioned, we're using two specific groups. We're using the Palisades Interstate Parkway Commuter Group. Quick ride from Chester to Route 6 to the Palisades, all the way to the George Washington Bridge, all within the hour. That was posted by Arlene approximately 7 o'clock this morning. So apparently everything is going okay at that point. Vince Landers from over at that Palisades Interstate Parkway Commuter Group, he said, "Good morning, folks. Southbound on the Parkway, about half mile before exit 11, they're on the right shoulder, looking like they want to interrupt somebody's morning commute. I guess somebody's protesting on the side of the road. I don't know. But he said it looks like everything is okay. He left at 6 o'clock in the morning. So looks like right now all is safe. But of course, 8 o'clock in the morning, that could change on a dime if something happens. There you go. Just headed over to Rockland Road conditions. There's a crash on the Palisades. Traffic is beginning at exit 13. And I got a picture of this. It looks like there's a 3-car accident. Left lane was blocked on exit 12. Three-car accident. There's no injuries, thankfully. Exit 12 southbound. All right, so there is that traffic on the Palisades Parkway. Please be aware of that. Never want to end on a down note, so let's talk about something that's enjoyable and fun. Next, so tomorrow we're going to have our fourth Fiesta Jam over at Fiesta Acapulco in Stony Point, New York. So this is really cool. I've been trying to put the music scene back together in Stony Point literally for 10 years. We do the Stony Music Fest. Obviously, by now, if you're listening to me ramble, you know I do the Rockland Music Fest, which is happening in September. But in between that, we needed a home base. And I want to give a special shout out to my friend Juan over at Fiesta Acapulco. He's really just a great dude, and he has supported the local music community for about a year and a half now. I know him since he started opening after Lynch's moved over to the golf course, and they got the successful restaurant over there now. But Juan has really put something together special. It's a very vibrant restaurant in Stony Point. And Wednesday, tomorrow, June 4th, we're going to be doing our fourth Fiesta Jam. Now, it's a little bit of a different concept because I've been in networking meetings for literally the past 18 years. And, you know, there's these morning meetings where you sit, you talk, you just you tell people about your business and everybody tells you about their business. And, you know, you trade business cards and yay, let's have some coffee, eat some food, and go on to our next thing. This is kind of like an evening mixer. All right, where you hang out and you listen to live music. And tomorrow we're going to have the band Fuzzy Rob and Friends, who's going to show up and set up for open mic. So if you are a business person in Rockland, and that's looking to band, hang out and play some guitar or sing some tunes. Or if you're looking just to enjoy a really cool vibe over Fiesta Acapulco, check out Fiesta Jam, which is happening again tomorrow at Fiesta Acapulco, and it starts at around 6:30, and we'll probably get down to the jam session at around 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's going to be some fun times. And again, special thanks to Juan for putting this together with me. You know, he's inviting the North Rockland Chamber of Commerce, the BSPN networking groups. Shout out to BSPN. And I'm hoping we're going to have a really good time for this fourth effort. If you get there a little early, I'll give you some updates on how everything's going with Rockland Music Fest. Unfortunately, I found out yesterday that my colleagues, my friends over at the Franco Casio Brother Band are not going to be able to play this festival because they have another gig. So unfortunately, they won't be able to play, and we're going to be seeing what we do with that particular slot. But we still have like about 8, 9 bands, I think, with our headliner, Magical Mystery Doors. It's going to be a fantastic time. So we're looking forward to a really great event. And if you're around tomorrow night, Fiesta Acapulco, head on over there for Fiesta Jam. Starts about 6:30, doing some networking, mingling, all that stuff. And then we'll get down to the music at 7:30 in the evening. Okay, that is all the news that's fit to be spoken at the moment. I am heading over to my own networking meeting today over at the Stony Point Pancake Factory. We do Small Business Tuesday, and that is a collaboration between the North Rockland Chamber of Commerce as well as Rockland's News. And also the members, a shout out to Alignable. We've had a lot of people coming over to our morning mixer on Tuesdays from Alignable, Latoya, and several others that are really making it a fun, enjoyable time. So looking forward to it. If you're interested in coming over and having breakfast, there's no charge. Just hang out, talk about things, and really just continue to develop this awesome business community. And we hope to see you tomorrow, or hear from you tomorrow, or be listening by me tomorrow. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Anyway, listen, I'm glad that you're here for AM Rockland. Spread the word. AM Rockland, we are planting the flag in the ground, and we are here delivering the morning news for you. We're delivering it weekdays, 7:30 o'clock in the morning, and we hope to see you again tomorrow. My name is Tom Osa. Take care for now. Bye-bye then. By the way, just in case where you're wondering where that came from, that's from the movie Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. But anyway, take care for now. Bye-bye then. get better at that stuff. I just do.